Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Akakwadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth and rule well. And I want to say Shalom to Akanakwat out there pursuing this truth diligently. Coming at you once again with another lesson. The title for this one's still up in the air. As you can see, I didn't use the iCloud notes as I usually do. I kind of just, started grabbing scriptures, all right, for this one. And I didn't take any of the time to go and transfer them all over to the iCloud notes. I said, let's just go through here and free flow it. So, hey, Lord willing to be edifying. The title, the topic that we're dealing with today is the elect. We mentioned a lot of, all the brothers, all right. We mentioned, the apostles, the elders and brothers, everybody in this truth, all right, that's teaching, all right, mentions the elect a lot. Okay. Now there might be some people that are not too sure who the elect are, all right, or they might not even know what the elect is. Okay. So, in the fashion of, that there's still, new brothers and sisters that are waking up constantly. I want to just do a lesson on talking about who the elect are. And, this, of course, while it's also a lesson for people that are wondering who the elect are, it's also a good refresher course and, exhortation, and Lord willing to be edifying, for you brothers and sisters that have been in the truth, even for a while. So with that, all right, without any further ado, we're going to get into talking on who the elect are. Now, in short, the elect are the chosen people, all right, men, women, and children of the Lord, all right, that he chose, all right, before the foundations of the earth, all right, to be his people, all right, to be his people as in he's dealing with them specifically, all right, he's watching over them and protecting them, all right, he has a higher purpose for them, all right, and that they will not be devoured by, Babylon or wherever they happen to be. All right. Now, the vast majority of the elect being in Babylon, all right, with the vast majority of Israel being in Babylon. All right. That's not to say that if you're from anywhere else that you're not an Israelite or an elect member, a member of the elect, because that's still very much could be the case. All right. There's GMS camps, all over. All right. All over the world. So that doesn't make them, not able to be elect. No, they can be part of the elect as well. It's just the biggest chunk, all right, happens to be in America, right? So these are the people, all right, the elect that was chosen, all right, by the Lord, all right, before the foundations of the world, before the earth was even formed, all right, to be his people, all right, and that's essentially the gist of it. They're gonna be saved, all right. The Lord's always dealing with them. He helps them. All right, they're not going to be killed or devoured in some type of crazy way. All right, that doesn't mean that the elect cannot perish. All right, there's members of the elect that might be sentenced to death in a situation like a guillotine, all right, which would be martyrdom. And in that case, boom, you're being right back onto the chariots. All right, which are those UFOs that we talked about recently. And so let's go and grab some scriptures. That's pretty much the gist of who the elect are. Again, the elect are the chosen people of the Lord, all right, and chosen even further than just Israel, because Israel is the Lord's chosen people, but even among his chosen, his chosen nation, all right, he has a chosen people. So even amongst the Israelites, he has a specific number, all right, 1/3 to be exact, of the elect of Israel, all right. So let me rephrase that. 1/3 of Israel, his chosen people, all right. There's 1/3 of those people who are the elect, the remnant, all right, the chosen of the chosen, right? His pride and joy, right? His people. Okay. So we're gonna get Romans 8:28 through 30. It says, and we know that all things work together for good to them that love Yahweh, to them who are the called according to his purpose. So the elect are called according to his purpose. Okay. It says, verse 29, for whom he did foreknow. What does it mean to foreknow? We're probably gonna get quite a few of definitions in this one. So foreknow means to what?
Foreknow.
To be aware of an event before it happens. It says, for whom he did foreknow, he also did predestinate to be conformed to the image of his son, that he might be the firstborn among many brethren. Okay, so he ahead of time, he already knew, all right, who would be the ones that would fall after, him and his son, all right, when his son came back, all right, when he sent his son on the scene, right? He already knew who his followers were going to be. Before his son even came on the scene, he knew who it was going to be, all right? The Lord knew all things ahead of time, all right? He foreknew. He knew, all right? Be aware of an event before it happens, all right? He knows of all these things. Why does he know these things? Because he wrote the script, okay? If I was a director and, at the end of, I don't know, Carrie, all right, I put that, she's going to flip out and burn the whole school up, all right? Well, I would know, right, before anybody, the so-called actors that are playing the part, all right, I would know because I wrote the script, all right? And that's how it is with Yahweh. He knows, all right, he wrote the script. He would know. He already knew what's going to happen. He knew who was going to follow after him and his son, all right? He knew who wasn't, all right? He knew who was going to betray his son at times, all right? He already knew what type of person his son was going to be. Back then, they had a thing called nomen omen, all right, which is you were named after who you were going to be, all right? And Yahushai, his son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, his name means the deliverer, all right? He delivers, all right? Yahushai, okay? So that's what that means. That's nomen omen. I don't know how to spell that, but you can look up nomen omen. See if it comes up. Nomen est omen, all right? That's not what we're looking for. Nomen omen meaning. All right, in ancient Rome, and it was much before ancient Rome, but it says in ancient Rome, the predictive power of a person's name was captured by the Latin proverb nomen est omen, meaning the name is a sign. The name is a sign, all right? And Yahweh's name, the Father, all right, who the world ignorantly calls God, his name is He exists. He is, right? He is. He exists, right? He is the creator. He is the most powerful, right? He is. That's an amazing name, all right? He is. It's just top, all right? He is. Just boom. That's it. He is. He created everything, right? He is. He exists. He created everything, made everything. That's a heavy, heavy, heavy title. He is. He exists. All right. It's a good name. All right. And Yahushua, he delivers. All right. Oh, not he is, but he delivers, the deliverer, right? All right. So where were we? It says, for whom he did foreknow, he also did predestinate to be conformed to the image of his son, that he might be the firstborn among many brethren. Now, this word predestinate came up for the first time in this lesson. I'm sure it comes up a couple more times. But we got to find out what predestinate or predestined means, because we now know what foreknow means. It means to be aware of something before it happens, to know something, to know that something's going to happen before it happens. All right. So, see, we got right here. It says to have previous knowledge of, or to know beforehand, especially by paranormal means or revelation. All right. And by all definition, the Lord would be considered to you people, all right, as a paranormal, all right? Not that he is, by your definition, technically, all right? You think of paranormal with ghosts and stuff. What is paranormal?
Paranormal.
It says paranormal are events or denoting events or phenomena such as telekinesis or clairvoyance that are beyond the scope of normal scientific understanding. But we just can't understand it. We don't have the scientific research. What is clairvoyance?
Clairvoyance.
The supposed faculty of perceiving things or events in the future or beyond normal sensory contact. Second sight, sixth sense, extrasensory perception, or ESP as it's abbreviated. Telepathy, all right? Knowing your thoughts, knowing what's going to happen before it happens, all right? The Lord would be considered a paranormal, all right? That's by your definitions. Okay, knowing things before they happen, special powers, being able to move things and create things, being able to shape mountains. Hey, that would be considered paranormal by your definition, would it not? So here's predestinate.
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 All right, so we have two different versions. We have predestined and predestinate. All right, and what does it mean? We'll grab both. They mean the same thing. It says to predestine. It says of Yahweh, destine someone for a particular fate or purpose. Okay, basically to choose someone for a specific purpose. Okay, to determine the outcome of a course of events in advance by divine will or fate. Okay, so to be able to determine something before it happened. What does predestined mean?
Predestined.
All right, of an outcome or course of events determined in advance by divine will or fate. We basically got it. You know, chosen by the Lord. All right, Yahweh. Specifically. All right, chosen ahead of time. Right, chosen ahead of time before it happens. Chosen ahead of time. That's what to foreknow. To foreknow means to know ahead of time. To predestinate means to choose ahead of time, right? It says, so let's start over with 29, Romans 8 and 29. For whom he did foreknow, he also did predestinate, predestinate to be conformed to the image of his Son, that he might be the firstborn among many brethren. Moreover, whom he did predestinate, whom he chose ahead of time, them he also called, and whom he called, them he also justified, and whom he justified, them he also glorified. So the Lord is dealing, you know, with this elect that he chose. All right, this it hasn't mentioned the I don't think it's mentioned the elect. No, it hasn't talked about the elect yet, but it's talked about the foreknew, the people he foreknew, and the people that he pre-chose, right? To do what? To be followers of Yahushua, and you know, Yahushua HaMashiach. All right, and in turn, you know, also followers of him as well. Okay. Because you have to reach the Father through the Son. So he knew who these people were, all right? All these people, all right? All these people, Moses, he knew who and what type of person Moses was going to be before he was around, all right? This is Paul, all right? Peter, David, even Judas Iscariot, all right? He even knew that Judas was going to do what he was going to do, okay? He knew all these things before they happened, okay? He knew all these things before they happened because he was the one who made the earth. He was the one that made these events. He's the one who wrote the script. Now, some people might be thinking, well, why didn't he just make everybody good? Well, now you're trying to think, you know, that you have a better understanding than the Lord. Okay, and that's where you start getting to where you're going to start bugging out. All right, why didn't the Lord? Because he didn't want to. Okay, why didn't you shut your mouth up just then? All right, why did you not have that stupid thought? All right, see how that goes? Well, why didn't the Lord just make everybody good? Because he didn't want to. Well, isn't that kind of mean? No, the Lord doesn't do any evil. All right, he's always just. All right, he's the just Lord, so he can't do any evil. So no, it wasn't evil. Well, why didn't he just? Because he didn't want to. That's why. Because he didn't want to. All right, and unlike you, when the Lord doesn't want to do something, he doesn't have to do it. All right, he makes the script, not you. So you just sit back and go for your ride there now. All right. So that's the thing. People try to, you know, jump into the mind of the Lord, and that's a quick, easy way. If you ever want a quick, easy way to bug out, try to jump into the mind of the Lord. Because, spoiler alert, you won't be able to do it, all right? But just the actions of trying to put yourself into the position of thinking like the Lord is enough to make your ass just, boom, just bugged right the fuck out, all right? Well, he's saying bad language now, all right? Well, bad language is, go find me where it says you cannot say a word, harsh language, within the Bible. It won't say it. Because you try to use scriptures that talk about swearing on something, right? You try to use swearing or cursing. That's not what it's talking about, okay? Saying shit isn't a curse, all right? And saying shit isn't a swear, all right? It's harsh language, okay? It's harsh language, and nowhere does it say that you cannot use harsh or coarse language, okay? So if that's what's holding you up, then maybe this isn't for you. Maybe you're not a member of the elect. Maybe you're not a member of the elect then. That's just saying, all right? Because the elect, look, the people that are dealing, as I've heard other brothers say, you know, the Lord has sent prophets, all right, in Babylon, a grimy place, and he sent them all over the place, but Babylon and all these other places, grimy, you know, hardcore, you know, roughneck places, all right, and the prophets are going to be, you know, the same way. They might use harsh language, you know, they're not going to be, you know, this Christian ideology of a prophet where they're like, hello, little children. How are you doing today? Jesus loves you. Let's all hold hands together and sing songs. Do 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 do. As they, we're all gonna pet this sheep now. No, no. You know what happened to those people? They wouldn't last a second. All right, they wouldn't last a second. Okay, so the Lord's not sending people like that. Okay, he's not sending no big worm type motherfuckers either. You know, what you look? Not really, no. All right, but everything's about being temperate and moderate. All right, and not being on two sides of an extreme. Okay, being well rounded. All right. And yeah, we might use harsh language every once in a while, but I just wanted to throw that out there because again, this is a lesson for new brothers and sisters. But I assume you would know that by now if you've made it to this, right? I would assume you know that some of the people that teach happen to have harsher words than other. All right. So we finished up with Romans 8 and 28. All right, so we can go ahead and move on now. So we're going to get John 15 and 16. We spent about almost 17 minutes, just on that one scripture. There's a lot. There really is a lot. And all of this isn't even enough to touch on the full scale of the elect. There's a lot, man. There's a lot to it. This is John 15 and 16. This is red letter, so this is Yahushua speaking, the one who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. All right, so John 15 and 16, it says, so this is the thing. Going back, let's go back. So that was red letter, right? In John 15 and 16, with red letter being Yahushua. Okay, so let's go back to Romans 8 and 28. It says down here, actually from verse 29, it says, "For whom he did foreknow, he also did predestinate to be conformed to the image of his son, that he might be the firstborn among many brethren." So he pre-chose. You didn't do anything. You didn't choose anything. All right, you were chosen by the Lord. All right, you were chosen by the Lord to follow after the Father and the Son, follow after Yahushua and call upon Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, because you can't reach the Father but through the Son. All right, and he sent his Son as that like mediator, so to speak. Right, so he already knew if you were gonna, if you were or if you weren't gonna follow after him and his Son. All right, continuing on in John 15 and 16, it describes just this red letter, Yahushua speaking. Ye have not chosen me. All right. That you get these Christians, choose God, choose Christ, choose the Lord. You don't choose the Lord. Okay. The Lord chooses you. Okay. No matter what walk of lifestyle you are in. All right. You are not choosing the Lord. All right. The Lord is choosing you. Okay. When I was brought into this truth, I was at a Subway. All right. I was at a Subway, still smoking weed. All right, and just being in general a vile human being. All right, so I didn't choose the Lord. I tried to get into the Bible, but I didn't understand it at the time. I was reading like the Christian Standard Version or something. I didn't know what I was reading. I was trying to read it from left to right. I didn't know what was going on, just from page 1 to page however many pages, right? And hey, I didn't get anything until I started coming into this truth. Okay. So you don't choose the Lord chooses you. All right. John 15 and 16, ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you and ordained you that ye should go forth and bring, that you should go, Salaki, let me start over, I messed up. John 15 and 16, ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you and ordained you that ye should go and bring forth fruit, and that your fruit should remain, that whatsoever ye shall ask of the Father in my name, he may give it you. All right, so now that we're in this truth, all right, we can pray and ask for things, all right, and ask for help, because we have help now, all right, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. But we didn't choose the Lord chose us. We didn't, you got to realize we don't control anything. We don't have any free will. We have the illusion of free will, all right? We have the illusion of free will within our brain. We have the illusion of free will. It makes us seem like everything we're doing or saying is what we're doing, but it's not. Everything's been written to a script, okay? Somewhere right now, I don't know how it works, all right? I don't know if they actually have paper, but somewhere right now, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, the Father and the Son, all right, whoever would be doing it, could look right at the script, and everything I'm saying right in my mouth is just adding up like subtitles. Boom, 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 popping up on the screen. Not that they have a screen. All right, I'm just using an example. Not that they even have a paper. Just using an example. All right, not that they have a physical script. All right, now I'm not saying that. All right, so don't think that. I'm just saying if they did, all right, the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, all right, the Father and Son, look at it, and everything I'm saying right now would be popping up on that list right before I even said it. All right, the things that I'm going to say 5 minutes from now that I don't even know I'm going to say has already been written. All right, if I went and picked up this Pure Leaf Peach Tea from the left side of my desk and held it up as I'm doing now, you can hear it, right? That was already predestined that was ever going to happen. There's a script. You don't deviate from the script, right? There's no ad-libbing, right? You don't deviate from the script. Now I can put this down, right? Oh, and I can pick it back up. Oh, I can put it down, and I can pick it back up. See, the thing is that the Lord, that was already in the script. All right, everything that we did, everything that happens tomorrow and the next day and next week and next month and next year and however long we're here for has already been written. What we're going to do, what we're going to say, how we're going to act, what we're going to watch, what we're going to listen to, you know, every little thing down to the last minute detail. I'm telling you, it sounds ridiculous. For later on, like I'll probably, for example, Lord willing, I might play a little bit of Madden or something. Now, here's where this is going to get you. Why are you adding Madden to this? That doesn't make sense with the lesson. I'm going to tell you how far everything is controlled by the Lord. If I even win, all right, if you so much as win in that game, the Lord already knew if you were going to suck or not be good, if something with the AI or something. I'm telling you, everything from even down to video games, something that doesn't mean nothing, all the way up to the top. The Lord controls everything. Everything. When we say everything, so I'm using Madden, something that doesn't matter, just a video game. From the smallest to the greatest thing, the Lord controls everything. If you sit down on a slot machine, ka-ching, if you win, that's the Lord's out. The Lord let you win. All right, if you don't win, the Lord didn't want you to win. If you go to a restaurant and there's a hair in your meal, that was already planned. If there's not, that was already planned. You have to wait 30 minutes. All these things are planned, man. All these things are planned. The groceries before you buy them, the Lord already knew what you were going to get. Everything down to the very last detail, from the top all the way down to the bottom, atom level, atomic cellular level of everything that's going to happen and not happen. All right, and Slocky, I have to stress it with certain things like video games, but I have to use something that's pointless. A video game is pointless, or a movie, right? How we're going to react, if we're going to like that movie or not, has already been predetermined. Okay, you know, it sounds crazy to really sit back and think about that. Every single thing. When we go to work, the people that talk to us, the people that don't come in, the conversation topics that we have, if we so much as drop a pin, okay, we drop a pin down to the very last droplet of water on a countertop, all right, has all been built up, all right, and written into a script by the Lord, because everything has a purpose and a reason. It's a lot to take in, all right, but when we think, oh, this, that, and that, the way you're thinking, the Lord wanted you to think like that. That's part of the script, okay? Every single last thing, last thought, every single microsecond, everything passing right now, everything, it's working on a script, man. You're not stopping. You're not going back in time. It's steadily moving along. The video's playing. The movie will soon reach to an end, and you can't stop it. You can't change it. You can't rewind it and go and change something back. You can't choose your part. You will do what you will do, and that's how the Lord had it go, man, because the Lord controls everything. He's omnipotent. He controls all. He controls all. Heavy, man. That's a heavy thought. So John 15 and 16. Come on. 1 minute. My mouse glitches. Sometimes I got to turn it off and on again. My computer frozen? No. No. Bear with me just a moment. It's always something. See, hey, here's an example. See, my mouse acting up. Guess what? That was even chose by the Lord. Why? Well, he knows. I'm not sure why. Just patience. Here we go. Boom, bam. Call all Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Had to take the battery out and put it back in. It's one of those wireless mice. So, anyway, call all Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai for that. John 15 and 16, it says, Ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you, and ordained you, that ye should go and bring forth fruit, and that your fruit should remain, that whatsoever ye shall ask of the Father in my name, he may give it you. Even when we pray, the Lord already knows what we're going to pray about before we pray. Okay? He knows what we truly want and truly what we desire. I heard a brother explain it, a year or so ago, or maybe even longer than that, and it's an excellent explanation. All right, the Lord already knows what you want before you ask for it. Okay? So, hey, man, you got to stop putting limits on the Lord. And when you And these Christians, look, the thing is with these Christians, there's so much, man. I only got, I don't want this lesson to go for, 77 hours, I want it to be within watching, but there's so many different topics and offshoots of something you could talk about, with dealing with, I was just going to mention something that just slipped my mind completely. Hey, you know what? Moving on. All right, but there's so many different things you can go and talk about just from this, just from this, there's topics within topics, lessons within lessons, as the elder brothers say. So, that's what I was going to say. These Christians, and again, that's another topic. These Christians put limits on the Lord, saying, when Satan rebelled and the fallen angels. So you're going to say the Lord, what the Lord is some type of putz? Is that what you're trying to say? You're making him out to like he's some type of idiot or something, and he's not. Here it is. And this is your version, because you're not talking about Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Okay, you're talking about someone else, because our Lord is not stupid like that. Okay, and also our Lord never had any angels that rebelled and were fallen angels. That's made up Christian BS, man. It's BS. All right, and to say that you have a God that is omnipotent, and then somehow his angels rebelled and he didn't know it. Oh, I didn't know. I had no idea. Oh, Satan, no, man. I was trying. No, that's stupid. That's stupid. That's stupid. That's stupid, and it's blasphemy. You're trying to make the Lord out to like he's an idiot or something. You think that the Lord wouldn't know that his angels are sneaking around behind him. No, that's stupid, man. That's that Christian bullshit. That never happened. That never happened. The Lord would know, all right? And his angels wouldn't do that. But if they even thought about doing something like that, he'd just look at him. Why is he looking at me? I know what you're thinking about. Don't even think about it. So these Christians, man, they put limits on the Lord about how smart he is, what he can do, and what well, the Lord doesn't do that. The Lord doesn't do what? Well, it's Satan that kills. What do you mean? I thought Satan doesn't. What do you mean Satan kills? It says I kill and I make alive in the Bible. What are you talking about? Satan kills. Well, he's the one that does the little babies. What about what about when the Lord commanded slay utterly both old and young? What about that? What are you guys talking about? Are we reading from the same book? It's starting to seem like no. It's starting to seem like no, because these Christians don't got it. Okay, and these Christians, you gotta choose God. You can't choose God. Okay, you can't choose the Lord. The Lord has to choose you. That's why there's people out there, all right, that you could preach to them all the time. They're not gonna choose. They're not going to choose the Lord. You think if they could choose to be saved or not, they would choose to be saved, right? But they can't choose. They don't have no choice. It's the Lord either reaches out to them or he doesn't. It's that simple. All right. So let's move on. This is Ephesians 1:1 through 12. All right. What is this one dealing with? This is all right, so more. This is more about predestination, all right? And we got those words now, so Lord willing to be able to be understood. We'll probably take pause and breaks and explain things. So this is Ephesians 1:1 through verse 12, starting with verse 1. It says, Paul, an apostle of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, by the will of Yahweh, to the saints which are at Ephesus, and to the faithful in HaMashiach Yahweh Shai. It says, grace be unto you and peace from Yahweh our Father and from the Lord Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. Blessed be to Yahweh, the Father of our Lord, Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, who hath blessed us with all spiritual blessings in heavenly places in HaMashiach, according as he hath chosen us. What? Let's go back. Verse 4, according as he hath chosen us, furthermore proven that we don't choose the Lord chooses us. All right? According as he hath chosen us in him before the foundation of the world, that we should be holy and without blame before him in love. So we, all right, the followers of the Lord, all right, we're chosen to be followers of the Lord before the foundation of the world. Now we're hoping we're a part of the elect. Lord willing, we're a part of the elect. That's the ultimate goal, is that we're part of the elect and that we get saved, all right, and get to be members of the elect, right? But just the fact of the matter that we even have this understanding is that we've been chosen to get this knowledge before the foundations of the earth, all right? Before the foundations of the world, the Lord knew, again, that script. He knew that we were going to have this understanding, this knowledge, and that we were going to teach this word, or that we weren't, right? Verse 4, according as he has chosen us in him before the foundation of the world, that we should be holy and without blame before him in love, having predestinated us, there's that word, unto the adoption of children by Yahushua HaMashiach to himself, according to the good pleasure of his will. See, it's repeating a lot of the things from that last scripture we grabbed. It says, to the praise of the glory of his grace, wherein he hath made us accepted in the beloved, in whom we have redemption through his blood, all right, through Yahushua HaMashiach, right? Because his sacrifice was, him going on the cross was the ultimate sacrifice. That's why we don't have to offer up burnt offerings anymore, right? It says, in whom we have redemption through his blood, the forgiveness of sins, according to the riches of his grace. That's how we, and we also have we're under a grace period. Again, there's a lot to it. All right, lessons within lessons. But this is why we, with Yahushua dying on the cross is the reason we've been covered. All right, that was the ultimate sacrifice, and that's why we have the ability to repent as we do now. Okay, because before you couldn't just repent and be done with it. You had to go and offer a burnt offering unto the Lord, right? It says, wherein he hath abounded toward us in all wisdom and prudence, having made known unto us the mystery of his will, according to his good pleasure, which he hath purposed in himself. It says that in the dispensation of the fullness of times, he might gather together in one all things in Hamashiach, both which are in heaven and which are on earth, even in him, in whom also we have obtained an inheritance, being predestinated according to the purpose of him who worketh all things after the counsel of his own will, that we should be the praise of his glory, who first trusted in Hamashiach. We have an inheritance, and that inheritance really is Yahushua's inheritance, all right? But he's so merciful and, great that, that he's gonna share that inheritance with us, all right? So that's beautiful, okay? So, hey, man, there's a lot to it, but hey, we've really pretty much covered who the elect is. The elect is those people who have been chosen by the Lord to follow after him and his son, all right, and to be chosen and be sealed and to be protected, all right, and be the followers of him and his son. And because of that, they are the ones that get to remain and get out of Babylon unscathed, all right? They get to, get multiple blessings, all right, and be, they don't have to die or perish on this side, all right. Well, in the big destruction that happens, all right, they might have to be martyred, but that's different because when that happens, boom, you'll be on those chariots, those UFOs as they're called, as the world calls them, all right. So it's not like you didn't die, wickedly, all right. You'll still be, boom, you'll go on the chariots and you'll be able to be the first in the kingdom as well, all right. You should be called the greatest in the kingdom, right? So, in the 2/3, they're going to be the least greatest. They're not. It's not going to be. It's not going to be good for them. Let's go see if I can go grab that. The least. All right. So not the greatest, but the least. All right. So these people that it says Matthew 5:19, whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments and teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great. Great, that's what it is. Shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. So you have two different type of people in the kingdom. You're gonna have the least of the kingdom, and you're gonna have the great in the kingdom. All right, and those least are the 2/3, and the great are the 1/3. All right, and who do you want to be? Do you want to be called the great or the least? You don't want to be the least, that low-hanging fruit. Yeah, he made it, but, he had to get stabbed up 45 times and the missiles hit and blew him up, Do you want to be that? Or are you like, yeah, this guy was always, he was always great, always taught day in, day out, had excellent breakdowns, was wonderful, nice to the brothers, helped out, always helped when he was needed, all right? Was, never, this and that. He's great, and get to have the crown and be all, or do you want to have to be, as I've heard before, a nutsack Israelite, where you have to be reborn through one of those men, all right, because you died getting blown up by a car when a nuke hit, all right? Which one do you want? The answer is pretty obvious, but some people just don't care, man, and they don't care because they're not part of the elect. They were not chosen, right? And we can't be proud. I want to stress that too. We can't be proud over something that we have no control over. You can't say, we have this knowledge and this truth, this understanding. Ha ha ha, you don't. All right, we're blessed to receive this knowledge and this truth and understanding. All right, because at the very same point, we could have not. All right, and the Lord chose it. And it's nothing of our own doing. We didn't do anything. All All right, we didn't do anything. We're not doing anything special. Even that I can even understand the script. Hell, even that I can read is of the Lord. Okay, so everything is by the Lord. So you can't boast about some things that you had nothing to do with. All right, that makes no sense. That's like going up to the Michelangelo statue and like, yeah, look at that. Yep. Great work, isn't it? Yeah, I know. Oh, thank you so much. What are you talking about? What do you mean, thank you so much? You didn't make it. Oh, yeah, but it's great. So thank you for admiring it. Thank you. I worked hard on it. You didn't have anything to do with it. So you can't boast about something you had nothing to do with. All right, so that's another thing. You got to make sure you're staying level-headed, and if you get thoughts like that, to rebuke them. Okay, that's one. I just wanted to put that out there. All right, for anybody that needed to hear it, because if you don't, I hate to drop names, but you might end up a little bit like Bishop Nate, coming in riding on a horse. All right, well, the Edomite woman, you can't even have the horse walking itself. You have to have a horse trainer. All right, a white woman that comes up, and while you're doing it, it's embarrassing, really. It's an embarrassment. It really is an embarrassment. Bear with me. I gotta grab another drink. Alrighty. So continuing on. Yeah, so here's Zechariah 13 and 8 through 9, because we mentioned this 1/3 and this 2/3, right? So we might even get to draw today. It says, and it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third part, Slakia, I messed up. I added an extra thing. Verse 8, and it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. And I will bring the third part. Who is this third? This third part's the elect. And I will bring the third part through the fire, and I will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord is my power. So, this, you're going to be tried on this side. The 2/3 have to be cut off and die. That's how they have to be purified, is through death, all right, through fire, okay? Now, this fire is not actual physical fire, but, that's spiritual fire, all right? We're going to go through hells and issues and trials and tribulations and issues, all right, and things that are going to build us up, like silver, right? Silver, you refine it, you want to get all that, what the hell is it called? Dross, all right? You want to get that dross out of it and rebuild it, all right? Melt it down, remove it, build it up. You want to get that 99.9, as they say here on earth. The Lord doesn't want no 99.9. He wants 100% silver. All right, and through these hells and trials and tribulations, late on the rent, car breaks down, computer messes up, girlfriend does this, that happens, this happens, something happens at work, that happens, you go to this, that, right? That's part of that refinement process, all right? You learn to get stronger because of it, okay? So that's what we're going through. Now, let's go and got to get paint, right? So, 2/3. So let's grab this right here. All right, we got a circle here. Boom. All right, that's all we need. That's it. And then we're gonna draw this down the line right here. Boom. All right, and then boom. Well, I don't like how that's not quite even. There we go. Boom. So this is Israel, right? This is Israel. All right, we can go ahead and type it up here. How do I move it? All right, there. So we have Israel. Okay, so now this part and this part, right? Where's that? All right, this part and this part. Gotta get a bigger brush. Bear with me. How do I make it bigger? Hell, I don't know. You know what we'll do? We'll just do this. I don't even know how to do it. Oh, there it is. God damn it. Come on, man. Okay. So this, all right. So 3 parts, all right. So we'll go and grab So 1, 2, 3. All right. So there are 3 parts. I filled in the wrong part. So there you go. That means, let's get the brush now. Get it up there. Boom, boom, boom. All right. So this is Israel, right? This, all right, is the 2/3. Okay, and this over here is the elect. Now we can get rid of that. So, this is Israel right here, 2/3. All have to go. All right, all have to go. This little chunk over here, the elect, it's the only part that's being saved. It's the only part that's being saved. All right, you got to think about that, man. So, hey, you know, a lot of that's it doesn't seem like that big of a number now, does it? Doesn't seem like that big of a number. You can go and look it up online too, probably. If you look up 2/3 pie graph. There you go. See? That's who's going to get saved. This is the 2/3. This is the 2/3. Look at that. Put that into perspective, man. That's a lot of dead people, all right, with only a little chunk out here being saved. Everything else got to go. It's wild, man. Hey, you just got to hope you're part of that 1/3. So we'll read it again, Zechariah 13:8-9. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the 3rd shall be left therein. And I will bring the 3rd part, the elect, through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord is my power. Boom. All right, and that's due to the graciousness and mercy of very merciful, long suffering. Here it is, Ecclesiasticus 2:11. For the Lord is full of compassion and mercy, long suffering and very pitiful, and forgiveth sins and saveth in the time of affliction. Because he could have destroyed us all. We all went off. He could have destroyed every single last one of us. He could have said, nah, take them all out, but he didn't. And that's where Isaiah 1:9 comes in, all right? It says, except the Lord of hosts had left unto us a very small remnant, we should have been as Sodom, and we should have been like unto Gomorrah. What does that mean? Destroyed completely, obliterated, through, destroyed, destructed, all right? But he left a very small remnant. Who's that very small remnant? Who's that remnant? All right, if I can, come on. Who's that remnant? The elect. And Lord willing, we're hoping that we're a part of this remnant, this elect. Okay, the remnant. What does remnant mean?
Remnant.
A small remaining quantity of something. What happened to the rest? They're gone, destroyed, vanished. This is Romans 9:27. It says, Isaiah also cried concerning Israel, though the number of the children of Israel be as the sand of the sea, a remnant shall be saved. There are, the number of children of Israel be as the sand of the sea. That's the thing. Esau says, oh, there's not too many so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. They're the minority. No. We're the majority. We are the majority. You just keep that idea going because you don't, and that's why they funnel all of our people into like 5 cities. All right. And Chris Rock did a joke about it, I think. You got, we got a Bay Area, right? And Cali, all right. We got Cali in general, all spaced out, right? And same in Cali, you got San Diego for the Iscarites, right? Arizona's a large chunk of Arizona and New Mexico, a large chunk of Gadites, all right? So-called Native Americans are there, right? And then you got, what else do you got? You got Charlotte, North Carolina. You got like big chunk of New York. All right, all of Philly. Where else? Atlanta. I don't know if we named Atlanta. We got what's that one place? God damn it. Harlem. All right, we named that already. Essentially, it was lumped in. But we don't even have to name specific place. Most of New York. All right, Philly. Georgia. All right, for Atlanta at least. All right, a lot of Cali. All right, they're only in a couple. They keep our people in only a couple places. Okay. Because if they were spread out everywhere, wow, this is a very black town, very black town. But if you spread it out everywhere, it'd be a very black everywhere, now wouldn't it? All right, as you say, so-called black. It'd be a very brown everywhere, because it wouldn't be just so-called black people. It'd be so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, all of us. Okay, and Issacharites especially, they're in like Cali and Arizona, a little bit of Chicago. That's it. All right, New Mexico, West Coast primarily. That's it. So if you scattered all of our people everywhere, all over America, all right, you wouldn't be able to say it's a minority anymore. That's why you keep them in these communities. All right, stay there, God damn it. If you dare come out here, So hey, man, we're like a sand of the sea, okay? So they try to lie and say that they're the majority, we're the minority. No, look at the map. Let's go to the map. U.S. map. All right, we got so we got South America, which is brown people. You got Africa, which is brown people. You got Asia, which is basically brown people, and then all of the Middle East, which is brown people. All right, and then you have Europe, which is white people, and then you have North America, which was brown people, but then the white people from Europe came over and did all that thing. So North America's white, Europe's white. Brown. Australia, the original people were brown, but now they're white, so they're kind of in the same situation. So brown, white. Okay? But if you've noticed, Australia and North America, Asia, Africa, and South America take up more space, meaning there are more brown people than white people. There are more brown people. I'm not saying more, and I'm not even saying, in general, Israelites. There are more Israelites than Edomites, but I'm saying in general, brown people as a whole, because they clump us all together, even though they're heathen nations, Moab and Ham over in Africa and all that stuff. Even though they're heathen nations, Esau plays on skin color. There are more white people than there are brown people. You're a minority. No. If you lump us all together as just brown-skinned individuals and you don't count like if they're heathens or not, all right, you throw Israel and Ham and Asia, all of Asia, the Moabites, the Ammonites, all right, the Ishmaelites, all of them, all brown. Esau's the only people that are white as they like to call themselves. That's the only people. It's them. Esau. That's it. Everybody else is brown. That sounds like they're a minority to me, but hey, they don't want you thinking about that. So I'm gonna move on. We got three more topics. All right, not topics, but three more list of scriptures to grab. So we got Psalms 91:1-8. It says, "He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty." Bear with me, I'm gonna grab a drink. In verse 2, it says, "I will say of the Lord, he is my refuge and my fortress, my power, in him will I trust. Surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler, and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. Only with thine eyes shall thou behold and see the reward of the wicked." So this is the elect. They have that protection, right? They have that protection. Even though there's 1,000 falling at their side and 10,000 by the right, it's not going to happen to them, right? Like it says in verse 8, only with thine eyes shalt thou see the reward of the wicked. It's not going to happen to them. But, Lord willing, we're part of the elect in these end days. We're going to see all these terrible things happening to people, but it won't happen to us. Lord willing, we're a part of the elect. We're hoping. So even, in Babylon's destruction, the elect's going to be safe. All right. It's not going to be a particularly comfortable experience, mind you, but you will be safe. All right. If you're a member of the elect. It says Matthew 24 and 29 through 31. It says immediately, verse 29, immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven. And then, those missiles, right? Those ICBMs. It says, and the powers of heavens, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory, coming in back with chariots, right? It says, and he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. And then what's going to happen after that? Oh, what's going to be, they're going to get gathered, but the elect's going to be saved. All right, when those bombs are dropping, we don't know exactly how it's going to go. They might be dropping, and then we're going to be saved, Lord willing, we're the elect, by the skin of our teeth. A bomb drops, and we see it rolling out, and then all of a sudden a chariot, and we're out. All right. So, hey, man, it's gonna be terrifying, man. It's gonna be terrifying. This the one, yeah. See, it shows you right here. So this is the last, scriptures we're gonna grab for this lesson. It's Revelation 11:11 through 13. So verse 11, it says, after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from Yahweh entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. This is the elect. Come up hither, and they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. So heaven is up. All right. The kingdom is something to come, but heaven, a lot of time you hear Christians talking about heaven as if it's the spiritual realm or the kingdom in itself. The heaven is up. All right. The heavens, that's the heavens, the firmaments, right? It says in a cloud, all right, the chariot. So they were up in the sky in a chariot, in a UFO, right? And their enemies beheld them. These people on the ground were looking up. Whoa. And then what happened? Verse 13, in the same hour, there was a great earthquake. That's those bombs. Boom, 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 as they're hitting the ground. And the 10th part of the city fell. There are 10 FEMA zones, all right? Look at FEMA zones. There are 10 of them, okay? As you can see, this is from the actual FEMA website. There are 10 FEMA zones, okay? So when the 10th zone falls, and it doesn't mean in any particular order, right? When the 10th zone falls, that means all of Babylon has been destroyed, right? In the same hour, verse 13, and in the same hour was there a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell, and in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000. That doesn't now, we mention that a lot. When 7 is mentioned in the Bible, it doesn't necessarily mean the number that it's dealing with. It says 700 or 7,000 or 7 million. All right, 7 means completion. All right, when in the context it's used. So it doesn't mean literally 7,000 men died, but the complete number of people that needed to perish have perished. It says, and in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000, and the remnant, the elect, right, were affrighted. Even the elect would be afraid, all right, because I'm talking, you're gonna get saved like boom, like right as you're gonna be praying, oh please Lord, you might be running, who knows, and you're gonna be saved by the skin of your teeth, man. It's gonna it's gonna be like it says, and the remnant were affrighted. They're terrified, right? But what did they do? It says, and the remnant were affrighted and gave glory to the power of heaven. Fall on their knees and praise Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai right there, and you're gonna get to see him. It's gonna be beautiful. And that's what we're hoping. We're hoping we're part of the elect and that we make it. And that's who the elect is. All right, and that's pretty much all I have for the lesson. Again, if any brother wants to touch in on it, all right, and make a response video and add more things, they can. You can talk for a long time about the elect. There's a lot to it. There really is. Lord willing, this was, I wanted to keep it at least semi milk friendly, all right, for new people in this truth, all right, new brothers and sisters. Lord willing, it was edifying, all right. So we're gonna go ahead and close out with that. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth and rule well. Shalom to you brothers and sisters out there. Keep enduring. Keep the faith. We're almost out of here. Until next one, Lord willing. Shalom.